a late drive. You have Dak Prescott threw for over 354 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, George Pickens. Good God. Is he the wide receiver 1 in Dallas right now? Move over, CeeDee Lamb. Move over. That guy is absolutely Rich. Thoughts on our guy,
Wait, what's
George
going on with
Pickens
CeeDee
of the Dallas
Lamb,
Cowboys? Huh?
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb's like drops the pass. He's like, throw it higher. Catch the ball, CeeDee.
Yeah. George Pickens just, and so with George Pickens, dude, you know what? Like all the glaze that I've been seeing Pickens get, I've seen some people say that if George Pickens started his career with any other team, we would be putting him in the same conversation with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. One guy claimed that he has the best hands in the league.
He was a beast in Pittsburgh. I guess they just didn't have a quarterback during his time.
I mean, I suppose he had Kenny Pickett, right? He was drafted Pickett's first year, or so did he have at least 1 year of Ben?
I don't think he had a year with Ben.
I don't think he did either. But yeah, I don't know, chat. Sound off on your thoughts on Pickens.
Sounds like it was 10 years ago, even though it wasn't.
Yeah. No. I know. Rich, what do you got, man? Talk to us.
Yeah, this was crazy. The Eagles going up 21-0, and you felt like this was just one of those games, and they're feeding A.J. Brown after that whole narrative of A.J. Brown's like blah, 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 blah. And now he finally gets the ball. He's productive. He almost had 2 touchdowns, was down at the 1 yard line on the second one. And then, you go up 21-0, and then the Dallas Cowboys, they just storm back, man. And Quinnen Williams, he's impacting that team. And I think that was a really good trade from them for a lot of reasons. Like, it's crazy to see this Cowboys fan base really embrace Quinnen, and it makes me happy just because Quinnen is such a great dude. He deserves to be a star on a team that's at least competitive. The Cowboys got to do a little bit more before they're actually eligible to make any playoff push here. But he's a game wrecker. He leads the NFL in every single statistical category amongst defensive tackles in his first 2 games as a Cowboy. So he's making that impact. He's a game wrecker. He is embracing being that face of the defense. The fan base is loving him. And he's just going to be a star for Dallas. He's exactly the guy they needed after trading away Micah Parsons, is another face of the defense. And I think that Dak Prescott still deserves his love. George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, as much as he's become like this diva type of energy, but got to give the Cowboys credit, man. If they wanted their season to be alive, this was the game to go out there and pull off a division win. Isn't this their second win over the Eagles? Didn't they sweep them or no?
No, they came very close to beating them the first time, though.
Yeah, that's what it was. So the Cowboys season is alive. They have to play perfect down the stretch now, but their season is alive because of this win. Very impressive. I think Dak Prescott is still one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the entire NFL. I feel like people give him a lot of flack. I understand why. In the big moments, he kind of turns into a pumpkin, but like he's just that standard veteran pocket passing, precise quarterback that's calm, cool, collected. And he knows how to keep himself even. You're down 3 scores, and he still is able to will that team back. And then I got to give a shout out to the man who lost the Eagles the game, Xavier Gibson. The man that lost the Jets their week 1 game against the Steelers, who fumbled the kick return. Jets cut him. He goes to the Eagles. He's the guy who should have let the ball bounce into the end zone for a touchback. He catches at the 2 yard line like an imbecile, and then he returns it, and then he fumbles. That was the play.
Wow.
And that was the same guy, by the way, that won the game against the Bills, the game that Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles. That was the guy. That was the only thing he's ever done. Like, that was his NFL debut, made the Jets as an undrafted free agent, wins the game against the Bills week 1, the day Rodgers goes down. And he was living on that play for the rest of his career, has done nothing since. And the Jets finally cut him after his fumble week 1. Now he's in the Eagles, and he makes that mistake. That was costly, dude. That was a costly mistake.
What can you do? TD, thoughts on them Dallas Cowboys against the Philadelphia Eagles?
They alive. They surviving. The Cowboys, like this whole team, it's a shame because they're better than they've let off. But a huge game like that can create a spark. But to what end? Can they go on a run? Can they really win out? Or maybe just lose one game. I don't know. See, they have that half game, if I'm not mistaken, that helps and hurts them. So any tiebreaker, remember, Dallas wouldn't have any tiebreaker because of the half game situation. Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see how it ends up. But I'm hearing all kind of drama in Philadelphia. Players are starting to be frustrated, with Jalen Hurts and things of that nature. And that's outside noise, but Philly's still the big threat. We talk about the team that won the Super Bowl. They are still the big threat. No matter whether things are going well or they're going bad, they're still right there at the top. And to lose in the fashion they did, I don't count these games as being a judging stick because it's a division game. Crazy things happen in division games. Okay. So I don't usually count these as a measuring stick. All right. So Dallas will be all right. They're going to make a run for it, but Eagles will be just fine too.
But that Philadelphia Eagles offense, right? I'm confident that they can turn it around. However, would you be shocked if this offseason they walk away from their current offensive coordinator? Because I feel like that we can all agree significant difference from what we ended up seeing this past year. I'm starting off with TD.
Well, the big difference to me is Saquon Barkley. Where is he? I mean, how many 100-yard rushing games has he had this year? I mean, I know it was 1 week I remember him going off, but I don't even know if he's broken 100 more than 2 or 3 times. So that's where it starts. What's going on in the trenches? What's going on with Saquon? What's up with running the football? I mean, this is usually where their strength is, in the trenches. Now, remember, didn't someone retire on that O-line?
Well, they lost Mekhi Becton, who was a beast for them last year. Jason Kelce retired, but he retired before last year.
Okay. Yeah.
They had last year without him.
Yeah, like what's happening with the run game has to be figured out. Saquon's averaging less than 4 yards a carry. That ain't right. We're talking about what he did last year coming into this year. You can hone in on him and he should be producing more than this. That's what they need to fix first and foremost, figure out what that issue is. What's this?
So do you want to know, dude? And even Eagle fans are over it. Like this Eagles fan right here. I'm so done with Saquon Barkley this year. Give Tank Bigsby a start already, dude. What world are we living in right now, folks? Eagles fans turning on Saquon, which is
what's going on though? You don't just go from doing what you did last year to all of a sudden a shell of yourself. Like something's wrong. I don't understand.
I will say this though,
it's
Eagles
bad run
fans.
Blocking.
No offense to Eagles fans, but I don't even know what word to use. They're like, after this loss, they're like pretending they're the most suffered fan base. Like, I hate this team. I'm suffering. Like, fuck. Like, what? You won 2 Super Bowls in the last 7 years. You don't know what suffering is. Mix me with this nonsense, the Eagles fans, this privileged mindset they have.
No, Richie, you know what? I'm glad.
Spoiled fans, man.
I'm actually glad you brought that up, though.
They're like 8-2. They lose a game, and they're just losing their mind after winning a Super Bowl last year.
But I'm jealous of Eagles fans.
Yeah, me too. But they're like,
because first of all, they don't know what suffering is. Me and you, we know what suffering is. Okay, but
so does Dan. Not currently, but he knows.
But this is why they've been so competitive. That fan base holds them accountable right away. They don't just say, "Oh, it's one loss. Y'all need to calm down." No, Eagles fans riot after every loss. They have a problem, a big problem with the organization after every loss. That's accountability from the fan base. That's why they've been so successful, because the fan base is not going to stand for constant losing seasons. And that's what I love about Eagles fans.
But they were 8-2 and lost the game. Now they're 8-3. Cry me a river.
Well, hey, and then if they hoist that Lombardi, the fans got what they wanted, and they're getting what they want in Philly. That's what I want, that feeling. I wish I could have that feeling.
Like the idea of them saying, "I hate this team,"
is nuts.
You hate them? You really hate them?
It's a love hate.
I know that's a common thing for a passionate fan base to say when you're suffering. I hate this team, even though you love them. But still, come on, you don't hate them.
Anyway, folks, we need to give a giant shout out to our good friends over on Sleeper. Sleeper is bar none the number 1 player prop platform on the market today. Using code RTS, not only are they matching your deposit up to $100, 100%, but they're also giving you $20 for just signing up. Thanksgiving football is right around the corner. Good God. We have a lineup for Thanksgiving football, boys. We didn't even talk about that. Finally, some good football. you actually get rewarded for being right over on Sleeper. It's very simple. Just pick a parlay between 2 to 5 players. If you get the projections correct, more or less, you could walk out a massive winner. Shout out to Sleeper for being a proud partner of this show. Terms and conditions apply.